Welcome, everyone. It is Sunday. It is Super Bowl Sunday, February 11th, 2024. And this is the Morgellons Super Bowl of the week. The Morgellons call. So if you are struggling with Morgellons and looking for a Morgellons community to be part of, you're in the right place. Morgellons is such a insidious disease. And it's so isolating and creates feelings of hopelessness and helplessness and loneliness, all the messes. But, there's solutions and there's help. And this is the best place to get those solutions and help. Richard Kuhns, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons and Other Skin Parasites, has written 13 editions of his book, and it's chock full of testimonials and solutions. And one of the things I love about Richard's book is that if he starts with simple solutions, and everyone's a little different. They're dealing with more resistant vector parasites, and so if one thing doesn't work, you can up your game. You can take the next step or the next step or the next step until you win the battle. It's a pretty awesome thing. And we have Richard's here every week to answer questions. He answers emails. He has a whole stable of coaches now to help people, and I'm honored to be part of that. I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for Richard and everything he does. In my opinion, he is the world-leading expert on Morgellons and other skin parasites. And so at this time, I would love to welcome for you Richard Kuhns, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons and Other Skin Parasites.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you to the Super Bowl Sunday of Morgellons. Who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for the 49ers or Kansas City?
I just like the commercials.
You like the commercials. Yeah, they're cool, aren't they? All right, we're going to kick it out of the stadium here today. That's what we're going to do. And we've been kicking the butt of Morgellons for years. Many people don't know that, but the people on this program do know that we kick Morgellons in the butt. Morgellons is not a difficult problem to overcome. It is not. But many of the cofactors can make life miserable. And those cofactors seem to know, when Morgellons walks into your life, those cofactors that might have been dormant for decades, whether it be intestinal parasites, whether it be mites, whether it be Strongyloides cervicalis, whether it be a whole host of things, suddenly become the queen on the chessboard, the most powerful piece. And when you identify that queen, Lyme disease, that's a strong queen too. That's a cofactor. When you identify that queen, deal with her and get her off the chessboard, Morgellons is a pussycat. It goes away. Simple. And today we have two people. One is Coach Sherry. Coach Sherry is with us. She's been coaching for about a year now, I believe. And one of the people that she's been coaching, Raylene, is on the call. Now, I have never spoken with Raylene, and none of these calls and these testimonials are ever rehearsed. We take them in the raw, and you get the real people, you get the real experiences, and you get the real success. So, hey girls, how you doing today? Raylene, are you there?
I'm here.
Wonderful. So, Raylene, give us a little history. How long have you had this miserable disease? To what degree has it affected you? What have you done? I mean, I'm giving you a lot of questions here. So let's start with, how long have you been affected by the parasites?
Well, it started for me the end of November 2020. COVID was, rampaging through our office, everybody was going out on 2-week leaves of, you know, the county gave them 2-week leaves if they talked to somebody that had COVID. Unfortunately, I never did that. I never had it, never talked to anybody, never was around it. And so I was the one left working, and it was super, super stressful. So the stress, and so I started getting bites and going, what the heck? There's bugs biting me. I don't know what's going on. And I was so, I couldn't concentrate.
Was this at work? Was this at work that you got these bites, or where were they? Do you know the source of them?
Yeah, they started at work.
Really?
And yeah, while I was stressed, I was so stressed out, and so I told my office I can't concentrate, and so I took a leave of absence, and for 2 months I was awake. And I didn't eat, and I was awake, and my doctor would do nothing for me.
Well, what were the symptoms? What were you experiencing?
I was experiencing biting sensations in the night, mostly. And so I was all over the internet trying to find something and fix it, you know. My doctor gave me permethrin. He did give me permethrin and sent me on my way, and I would go back. I remember waiting for 30 days, the Christmas holiday to be over, and him to come back to work. And he just said to me, he gave me another prescription for permethrin. He said, he had his hand on the door. I said, are you leaving? He said, yes, I have another appointment waiting, and I have a meeting to after that, and I can't stay. And I go, I have like 10 more questions for you. I can't sleep. I can't eat something. And he just walked out, and I walked out of the office crying.
He just dismissed you?
Yes, he just dismissed me, and I fired him.
Did you have any other symptoms other than the biting sensations?
I don't remember if I had the creepy crawlies or...
Itchy? No itchiness?
No, it didn't itch or anything like that. I know probably creeping and crawling, but the main thing was the biting. And I go, how in the heck can a little tiny bug bite me that hard? And so that was just the strangest thing. So I was just dumbfounded. I had not a clue, nothing in my worldview prepared me for this, and nothing in my family's worldview prepared them for this. And
how did your family take this?
Oh, they think I'm crazy.
You really?
Well, my external family, my interior family, I have 3 sons. They're starting to get it because I found a great doctor who has diagnosed me with mold and fungus, and then also mycoplasma. And so I have, and she knows all about Morgellons. She knows about parasites. She has all kinds of remedies. And so I'm going through this with her. We're working on mold and fungus right now.
Okay.
With itraconazole.
Now, do you have any filaments or fibers growing from your skin? Or no lesions, right? You have no lesions?
Well, yeah, I had lesions, and so the lesions, you know, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then I got bug killer. Well, maybe I shouldn't say anything. I got another product. That's all I could find because I was all over the internet reading white papers and everything, finding out that it is a real thing. And I diagnosed myself with Morgellons. But I get my skin, like right now, between my fingers, I pulled a fuzzy thing off, kind of. And my hands did get kind of fuzzy, but it's mostly, I don't know if parasites or what, but, you know, that's all the lesions, well, except for my head is, and my face is all broken out. So Sherry has helped me tremendously all the lesions on my body are healed with the soap. I love the mineral bar. Is really, really good. So anyway, so those lesions have gone. My head, Sherry's trying to talk me into cutting my hair, shaving my head. And my face, for some reason, broke out really bad.
Now, how did you find us? How did you find me?
Actually, my other product gave me your phone number, told me about it.
Your other what?
Product. Should I say it? So I was using bugkiller.com.
Oh, okay.
Essential oils, and then an enzyme spray. And
okay.
The two products.
And so bugkiller.com referred you to us?
They did, thank goodness.
Wonderful.
I said, I don't think I have scabies. He said, Raylene, I don't think you have scabies either. So I'm going to give you this phone number. That my boss is probably going to be pissed off at me. But so that's how I found it, because I ordered the oils I was allergic to. So that was a mess. That was several trips to the emergency room screaming, I have parasites, give me some medicine. And so I was allergic to, my skin was deeply red and swollen from the essential oils. And so, I went to him to order the enzyme, because I knew the enzyme helped me. And so he referred me to you.
Okay, great, wonderful. So I presume you've started the diet and you've done the diet. Can you tell us your experience?
I have done a diet, and it's hard for me to know where I'm going wrong and the bugs are bothering me. So I just did the diet strictly for 6 weeks, and I lost 35 pounds, and my family became really, really concerned. And so I got down to 99 pounds, and Sherry convinced me to go on to stage 2. And so I started eating, cream, and now I'm just eating any fattening thing I can find. But with my face breaking out, my buddy has convinced me not to eat any sugar. And so I am not doing sugar at all, or anything that could turn into a carbohydrate or sugar.
Good.
So, and my face is much, much clearer today. So, and my eyes were awful yesterday. They were just, I could hardly open them. But they're better today.
You still haven't mastered the diet yet, though, is what I gather.
I think that basically, like, I have always had, like right now I have this electric feeling in my left leg. I've always had that. And I'm eating Ezekiel bread right now, uncured ham, and goat cheese. And so I am getting a reaction from that. So I always get a reaction of some sort when I eat.
Well, you might want to wait on the goat cheese.
Yeah. Have you kept the diary?
No, and I knew you were going to say that, but I try to go back. Where's my problem? And my buddy Ethel showed me that it was sugar. I was down in ice cream because I love ice cream, and it was my treat. And so I'm just trying to gain weight at this point. So my doctor won't really work with me very much unless I gain weight.
Are you still at 99 pounds?
No, I've gained about 5 to 7 pounds.
So you're up about 105. Where should you be? About 120?
I was 135. 120 would be good for me. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yes, I mean, I'm amazed that you've gotten the progress that you have with the mineral bar soap and what you've done, and without actually making the diet work. Now, how do you sleep through the night well?
I do.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I do. And so the biting stopped immediately.
It did stop.
Sure.
So
it did stop.
Okay, so you've experienced significant improvement then.
But I have the buzzy leg and the kind of creepy crawly feelings, and so I thought everything would stop, for the book. And so I was doing the diet, and it was the creepy crawlies were not stopping. So I had to gain weight. I went up to stage 2 to get some weight on me.
Now there are things that you can have on stage 1 that will bring weight on. Robin, what rice is the best rice to have? Stage 1 that has high.
I really think basmati rice is the best because it has the lowest sugar. And I have talked to Raylene about this, where some people, you have to experiment if you really want the diet to work. Some people found that they were sensitive to rice, but if they ate frequent, very small portions, they did okay. If they ate it earlier in the day, they did okay. I mean, there's plenty of things to try to add foods to your diet in stage 1 or stage 2 that won't cause a reaction to the foods. And if I needed to gain weight and needed to add stage 2 foods, I would add red potatoes and just take boiled potatoes with butter, because that's good.
Yeah.
But
I had red potatoes last night.
And how'd you do?
Good. Yeah, good. I had a roast with red potatoes, onions, celery, and it was really good, tasty. My husband liked it, and I did well with that. But
That's
I still...
And, well, the thing is, you're not on the diet. So you want to cut out all the other things that you're having reactions to and stick with foods that you don't until things quiet down completely and you can hit your environment harder. So, other things to gain weight is the sugar-free bacon, which, you have to read labels. Every store has something like that, or if you have farms near you, there are farms that might have organic.
Yeah, I have.
Even
with Ezekiel bread, you can make BLTs. You make your own mayonnaise.
Yeah, and you can have like chicken, and fry the chicken, the chicken skin.
With rice bran oil.
Right, and or rice flour. You can use the rice flour or spelt flour to bread it. Those things will. I used to bulk up on. I would get the rice pasta. I'd like the spinach, the green spinach rice pasta with nothing else, no other ingredients, and I would make turkey meatballs and make my own tomato sauce, or I'd buy tomato sauce that was on stage 1, and I'd bulk up that way. You can make your own spelt bread. You had mentioned a bread that you were eating. I'm not sure if that is really good for you.
I recommended that. I found that it's sprouted grains, and they metabolize differently, and I was able to add that in stage 1.
Yeah. So
it's on the diet. It's in the book.
So I strongly urge you to keep a diary and be very careful about this, because it is amazing. I mean, you've had significant progress, but once you get that diet to kick in, you'll be like a rocket to the moon.
Yeah, I know. I would like to get rid of the creepy crawlies, because I just I'm so tired of this. But it's hard, it's hard. You have family, you have.
How is your husband dealing with this?
He wants me to stop doing all this stuff that I do to my body, but he's
Like
okay with it.
what stuff do you do to your body that he wants you to stop?
Well, 2 showers a day,
Okay.
all the products. He thinks that, he says, oh yeah, there's definitely something to it. He believes me that I do have bugs and, that this is going on for me. He doesn't think that I need to go to such an extreme, but he's not living in my skin, though.
No, he's not. Other people just can't understand the hell that you're going through. And they're in the same environment, they eat the same foods, and they're unaffected by it, and they just can't understand why you are.
Yeah, I know. My one son says, Mom, can't you just have some bugs? I mean, there's people all over the world that live with bugs all the time.
But not living in their skin.
Yeah, I know. And I'm going, no.
Now you were talking about mold issues. Have you looked into Lefiniran or our supplements, the kinase enzymes? We have a fungal pack.
Yes, I'm taking all that. The Lefiniran, Nitin and Fenben. But
good.
Should I be taking 2 Fenben to 444 milligrams?
What have you been on? The 222 daily for how long?
Yeah, I have the 222. Well, for months now, 2-3 months.
Yeah, it could take up to about 6 months. At least it did for me. And because I've just gotten into making a recommendation, the FDA requires me to inform everybody on this call that before you start my diet or accept any of my recommendations, as I'm now doing, that you discuss them thoroughly with your doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems you're experiencing. The AMA wants me to tell you that none of my coaches, Robin, Sherry, Sharon, Nick, and everybody else, none of us are physicians, so we're not licensed. We do not diagnose, treat, cure, mitigate, or prevent any disease as doctors might do. We educate you how to use a diet, how to clean your surroundings, how to clean your skin, and how to build health and immune functioning through our targeted supplements and what we're discussing right now. Yes, the Fenben, it took me 6 months to get rid of what I had. I don't know, it must have been for 20 years of my life. Every time I would lie on one side of my head, my ear close to the pillow, I would feel like a crawling inside, and that was just the way it was. So I never laid on that side. And then I went on Fenben about maybe 2 years ago and was on about 6 months. And then at which time that crawling sensation went away and never come back. That you can feel them wiggling in your body. You really can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think that's this buzziness on my left leg. It's been there for years and years and years. And
now, do you have digestion issues, distended abdomen, anything like that?
No, I don't. I've never really had any digestive issues. I think that I have like a leaky gut syndrome.
Why do you think that?
Well, because I go to a kinesiologist, and he told me that, but I haven't really been diagnosed with it.
Well, leaky gut can happen at any time in your life. You may have had it at some point. Who knows? I mean, the intestinal parasites, roundworms, hookworms, whipworms, there are many different kinds. They can punch holes in your intestinal lining and gain access to your bloodstream, be carried anywhere at all in your body, into your joints, into your head, into your skin. And then along with that goes Candida albicans. And Candida albicans can be a normal fungal organism in your gut. Can be no problem there, but if you've got the leaky gut, it gets into the superhighway, gets into the organs, gets translated or transmuted or changed into a different kind of fungal organism that is far more complicated than Candida albicans, at least according to Dr. Luna. That's how he explains it. At which point, then, diet alone isn't going to deal with Candida albicans. You need to do other things, antifungal, such as the kinase enzymes, the lefinirone. So you may have had leaky gut at some point. Maybe your intestinal system has gotten better and the leaky gut isn't there anymore. But in the meantime, these organisms have gotten and not mutated, but have been delivered to other parts of your body and are still in existence there. But if you do think you have leaky gut, then we do have the leaky gut formula that we came out with recently. You could, it's an herbal formula, and you could always order a few capsules and try it. It has a lot of ingredients, so like you'd want to try it first to make sure that none of those ingredients would be an issue for you. And then if not, then you may want to do it. Okay. And what that does...
It's called that, the leaky gut formula?
Yeah, you could look that up on our search bar. Just type in leaky gut. And it has two purposes. One is to restore the leaky gut, feed the mucosa. It has a lot of L-glutamine in it, which is a natural sugar for the mucosa. It feeds them, makes them stronger, and closes off those holes. But if those holes are no longer there, well, it's just going to help them stay healthy. And then the other aspects of the formula are to improve the gut biome. And the gut biome is very important because I think Socrates said all disease begins in the gut. One of those old timers said that. So yeah, that's good. So so Sherry has been your coach. So Sherry, you there, Sherry?
Yes, I am.
Good. So tell us how you worked with Raylene. Has she called you? Do you talk to her weekly or every other week? Or, tell us how you coach a little bit. I know Robin has talked with her.
Okay, I talk to Raylene every day. And we work on a lot of stress management and positive attitude. And she tells me how she takes care of her body. And if she has any questions, I'm here to answer. So I kind of keep her spirits up, keep her going, and she's very committed to a lot of your products, and she uses them every day. She's really advanced since the last time I talked, since I first started coaching her, and she's on her way to getting her life back.
Thank you. That's wonderful. And Raylene, how do you feel about us having coaches available to you? How do you feel? Has that been a significant part of your improvement as well?
Oh yeah, because I would have this intermittently in the fall. So I had it in 2020 and 22 and 23. And so I just dealt with it mainly with I use essential oils, the Castile soap. And I was on my own, and nobody believed me, and everybody thought I was crazy. And, having a coach, somebody that knows what you're going through, and a buddy, that I could talk to. I do have a couple friends that are very trustworthy and are non-judgmental, but I think
that's rare.
Yeah, it is rare. And so, but I did have one girlfriend. She texted me. She said, Raylene, there are no bugs biting you. I love you, but...
she knows. She lived inside your body. She knows, right?
Yeah. And And so that was the last I heard of her for, it's been months and months.
Mm-hmm.
And so really disappointed in that. And
Isolating, isn't it?
so, yeah, it is. Oh, and then I isolate myself.
Yeah.
And so one thing is I've been afraid for my grandchildren and my daughter-in-law because I know they have candida. And so I'm afraid for them, but, Sherry says, well, if they got it, you've already given it to them. It does, plus they have super good immune systems. But I'm worried about 20 years from now,
Well, I don't know how you would give candida to someone else. Candida is a normal organism that exists in all of our guts and generally is in balance. When our diet gets out of whack and we eat a lot of sugar and a lot of ice cream and it's not balanced, then there's an overgrowth of candida, and then you can have urinary infections and vaginal yeast infections and things like that, and it can poke its way through your gut lining and get into the rest of your body. But candida isn't something that you would give to somebody else, except if you always fed them a lot of sugar and food like that, then it would happen as a normal process as it does in all of us, an overgrowth.
Well, I'm worried about them getting Morgellons and Collemboa.
That would be that is a real concern. That is a real concern.
Because they already had candida, so the next step is just that they might come down with this. And so, in 20 years or 30 years or
no, that's not something I would suggest you'd want to worry about, or even a possibility. The relationship between candida and Morgellons is really non-existent. However, if they contract Morgellons, then other issues can become a problem. So candida can be in all of us. It's only basically becomes a real issue through leaky gut. That's where it becomes a real issue. Otherwise, it can be managed by diet. Simply doing the King diet would take care of anybody's candida in anybody's gut, unless they have leaky gut, and then it becomes more extensive. But the candida is not going to be a highway to Morgellons for them.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad, because I've been worried about that.
No, that's something you can put. No concern there.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, because I love my grandchildren, and I've been isolating myself from them. And my suggestion is until you're basically symptom-free of any biting or any itching, it's good to stay distant. You don't have to necessarily not visit them. But if you're not experiencing biting or itching, that means, in my estimation, the organisms are not emanating from your body. There are no filaments or fibers being dropped from your skin, and no organisms are jumping off of you if you're basically free of itching and biting. That's my opinion. Okay. Well, I do have like eggs or something coming off. My hands are kind of fuzzy right now. So
okay. Well, then that would. Are you using hand baths?
No, I didn't. But I went into the bathtub today to get my hands and my feet really good.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, the hand bath is something, just a big bowl and put some warm water in, a quarter cap of the Nature's Gift, some apple cider vinegar. That's the best thing for any fungal issues that you may be experiencing. Fungal on the skin is usually associated with burning, reddish burning feeling. Biting a biting sensation that feels like it can go to the bone. But this biting sensation is different than the biting sensation you get from Collemboa, which can feel the same way. The biting sensation you get from Collemboa is stationary. It will not move until the sensation goes away. the biting sensation with skin fungus can feel the same, but it will move. It'll be there for a few minutes, and then it'll be gone, and may move to another location. That's the difference between the biting feeling from Collemboa versus the biting feeling from skin fungus, in my experience.
Good to know. That's good to know. Yeah, right now on my hands I do have a couple little lesions that are a trail. They're like about a quarter or 3/8 of an inch long.
Okay. Now, are you using our skin lotion?
Well, no, I've been using Claudia's Dream.
I would go to our skin lotion. You know, you can use Claudia's Dream. It's great, but in this case, I would go to the skin lotion, with or without Fen-Ben. You know, you could do it without Fen-Ben, or then you could step it up and do it with Fen-Ben. As Robin said in the beginning, we start basic, and if it's more that's required, we have a better arsenal. So we start basic. We start with basic things like disinfecting with ammonia. If that doesn't do it, we step our game up. So that's always an opportunity.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay. So Robin, you have anything you'd like to ask of Raylene?
No, I really hope she works on getting the diet to work and keeping a diary.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be like a rocket to the moon once you make that diet work. It's amazing you've had the success that you have.
Yeah, I've been just, kind of white-knuckling it so far. But I did get a notebook, and I am starting to diary my progress, so that's where I would put definitely my food.
Right.
Note my food.
Good. Sharon, you have anything you'd like to ask of Raylene?
No, not this time.
And Sherry, you have anything you'd like to add?
No.
Great. Well, Raylene, thank you for being our guest today, and thank you, Sherry, for participating in her life, and then you as well, Robin. We're here to support all of you in getting your lives back. And the key is to make the diet work. It's amazing that Raylene has experienced the success that she has to this level, and once she gets that diet we'll have her back in a month or two, and we'll see her over the moon. That's where she'll be. So thank you so much. That concludes this portion of the program. You're welcome. Robin, you got to do the intro?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I wish you would. I'm a little spacey today. Okay, can we try that again?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. It is Super Bowl Sunday, July 11th, 2024. We've just had a really interesting interview with Raylene and her coach and ways to get well. And now we're entering our Q&A section of this call.
Thank you, Robin. I'm Richard Kuhns, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons, Chronic Lyme, and Other Skin Parasites, welcoming you to Q&A. So this is where you get to share your progress, share your inspiration for others, ask your questions, share your problems. If you have any gripes with the program, you can gripe as well. I mean, we're here to listen to you and produce results. So who's first? Chris? Hey, Nick, how you doing? Nick is one of our coaches. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
How you doing, Rich?
Okay.
I like what the speaker said about, when I can remember there was a time where I didn't sleep for 6 months back a long time ago, before in the 90s. I mean, going to doctors and stuff like that, and they're thinking they would assess you and think you're crazy, or if you went to their emergency room, they'd want to put you in a psychiatric unit. that could be very stressful.
Hey, Nick, I have a question to ask of you. I got an email. Your experience reminds me of an email I got during the week. It's I don't know if she's on the call. It was from the mother of somebody who is suffering from Morgellons, and she's the gal. Her daughter is at wit's end, and she's found somebody who says she can help her for $6,000.
My experience, I wasted $10,000. While I met you in 2020, I'll tell everybody what happened. I was in panic mode. I wanted to get rid of this fast, whatever I could do. So I did go to a healer in Florida, Clearwater, Florida. It turns out the guy's I ain't going to mention his name. The guy is a Scientologist, whatever the hell that is. It's a real wacky religion.
Well, Scientology is a religion that says you can heal everything with your thoughts. Essentially, I believe that's correct.
Yeah,
and that you don't need any medicine. You don't need doctors. They don't believe in a lot of the procedures that doctors do. They believe that you through God you heal everything. God gave you the body. God gave you your body, and God can give you the healing for your body, in a sense.
Right.
That's my take on the religion.
Anyway, real quick, in 2020, I flew down there. I was still in Richard's program at the same time going to this healer. I mean, he did magnetic therapy, put me on ivermectin for a month, which didn't do nothing, and it just was a waste of money. I should have, if I would have listened to Richard, I could have saved $10,000. But that's what people are going to go through. They're desperate. They're looking for an answer. They're looking for a way out of it. And I've heard of a guy on YouTube saying that he bathed in gasoline. I mean,
no fire around, right?
Right.
No candle on the no candle nearby.
I heard a podcast with Richard mentions Dr. Slavery. Slavery, yeah. Yes. He tells everybody that you could, before she sees you, she told everybody in the podcast that you might get rid of it with supplements. I've listened to Dr. Cornish, and she claims that diet has something to do with it. So, it's true. Diet has something to do with it. I mean,
everything.
Right. So at least you're on the right track, everybody. If you do the diet, you'll get results from his diet and supplements, and if you need perbendazine or something like that, or the Pheneron, you'll get your life back if you listen. If you don't, you'll just have it for the rest of your life.
So that's right. Okay, thank you, Dick, for sharing. Who did you want to ask anything?
Did I want to ask anything?
Yeah, you wanted to speak. You gave your number. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Always good to hear from you. Okay, who's next, Chris?
Oksana.
Hello?
Oksana?
Hello?
2760.
Okay, who's next?
Somebody who is part of the anonymous call. I don't know. I don't see a number. I think it's Jennifer. If you are listening, just press *6 on your phone.
Hello?
Hi, who is this?
Hi. This is Oksana. I'm so sorry. I muted myself. And
Hi.
didn't see it.
Welcome.
Hi.
Where are you from, Oksana?
Sacramento, California.
Okay, welcome. And what would you like to ask? What would you like to share?
Well, I was wondering. I'm taking the water, the little packages that I got from you guys. It's like a not mineral water. It's saying, oh my goodness, I forgot the word.
Are you talking about the ionic minerals, the sachet?
Right.
Okay.
I'm not sure, how long do I keep it in the water? and what's the amount of the water that I use the package for?
Okay, wonderful, great, wonderful question. Okay, Oksana is referring to what is now called Chasing Miracles hydration packs. They are ionic minerals, coral calcium ionic minerals. They come in a little sachet. There's 30 of them in a pack. You placed one sachet in your drinking water. Now, the container is important. You must either use glass, like an old Kool-Aid pitcher from years ago, you know, to hold the water, or Lexan, L-E-X-A-N, a very resilient plastic. So you need to use either one of those two containers, because once you add the water, and the best is to use distilled water, or you can use purified water, or you can use reverse osmosis water, or a good grade of Poland Springs, but the best is simply use distilled water. Now, once you add the water to the sachet, within seconds, that water is mineralized with all the minerals, the trace minerals that your body needs, over 72 minerals in the proportion that your body requires, and they're completely bioavailable. As soon as that water is activated, the pH of that water goes to about 10.5. So it also alkalizes your body. So you put the sachet in, and then you add the water, and you drink from that during the day. Never use any metal with this water. Don't stir it with a metal spoon. Only use a plastic spoon. So if you're going to stir it, you stir it with a plastic spoon. And you drink from that water during the day. If your container isn't big enough to hold a day's worth of drinking, well, you simply add water to whatever container is, add distilled water to that same container, and drink from it for the entire day. At the end of the day, you should have drank about 8 glasses of 8 ounces of water if you're hydrating yourself properly, but that is the amount of water that you drink. Now, if you have trouble and you're not really drinking enough water and would like to drink more water, then buy our Nature's Gift Sweet Water Baking Soda toothpaste. Brush your teeth with that toothpaste, and then drink water. You'll be amazed how sweet water tastes, and you'll drink and drink and drink because it tastes so sweet. You will hydrate yourself. Now, at the end of the day, you can keep that sachet in the water, and for the next day, add another sachet to that container and fill it and drink from it during the day. The third day, you can add a third sachet and add water and drink from it during the day. So after a week, you will have about 7 sachets there. You can leave them there forever, or you can take them out. You can take the spent sachet and put it in your bath when you take a bath, and it will help absorb toxins from your skin. You can open it, and you can take the spent coral and dump it into your sink, and it will help clean your sink. You can open it, and you can put it in with your plants, and it will help feed the plants as well. So there are many uses for the spent sachet after you finish with it. Just don't throw it away. It's valuable.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer like that. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then Richard, also, I mean, it's a question that I'm not sure if maybe you've heard from someone to share with you. Basically, I would like to know, what are the people dealing, like when they say that their hair or their head is infected? Like, what are the symptoms of the hair? Are they like sticky, or can they brush them?
Well, there are many things that can happen at the scalp. You could get biofilm up there, and it could be messy like that and kind of oozy. Many people have itching and biting going on in their scalp. Some people have like an overgrowth going on there and like building up layers of scalp material. The first thing I recommend, and I'm sure Robin will agree, and Sherry and Sharon will agree, is to shorten your hair as much as possible. Mm-hmm. Better, the shorter the better. All right. Now, depending on how serious the problem is, you can start on level number 1. And we have castor oil in the store. You can get the castor oil, and you can, massage the castor oil into your scalp. You want to put a plastic cover over your pillow to sleep on, so you're not going to be making your cover all oily, your cotton cover all oily. So you could sleep that way over the night. You could put a little castor oil on your eyelids, or carefully if you're having problems there as well. You could do that and then wash it out in the morning with our shampoo, or use our shampoo to wash it out in the morning. If that doesn't do it after a few days, you don't notice any improvement, you can go to war. And when you go to war, if you're dealing with mites and things that can migrate from your scalp, then you want to get some Vaseline, because once you start, number 1, never do your hair in the bathtub. Mm-hmm. Because you wet your head, it can drain down into your eyes, and you could go practically blind. So you only want to do your hair in a sink. So right. The ultimate is to put something like Vaseline around your forehead so that nothing can get past it into your eyes, over your temples so nothing can get past it into your ears, and around the back of your neck so nothing can get past it back down into your neck. And then you go to war. We have several products that people have used. Our earliest coach, Sandra, many years ago, she took a little bit of our shampoo and put it in the palm of her hand, squirted a little bit of shampoo. She added in a little bit of Claudia's Dream Cream. She added in a few drops of peppermint oil. She added in some Super MSM gel, a little bit of that, made a little mixture in the palm of her hair, and then massaged that mixture into her scalp. Then she put on a bathing cap and slept in it overnight. And then in the morning she'd take it off and she would comb out her hair. I guess she never really shortened it as I'm suggesting. If you short it, I think the process is faster. So
I'm looking like a guy now, basically.
Yeah.
My hair is so short.
So in the morning she would take it off and she would then do her hair with the comb it out. And we have, in fact, there's an update that goes out and shows you all the crap that came out that she combed out of her hair. And after about 2 days, and she'd take pictures every time, and after 2 days, the amount of debris that was shedding from her scalp diminished and diminished and diminished each time. She would do this 3 times a day. So she'd sleep in it, she'd get up, she'd take her cap off, she'd brush it out, she would shampoo her hair and do the whole process over, put the cap back on for a few hours, and then keep repeating it. The idea is to be aggressive. This is the ultimate. Most likely you would experience significant results in 1 to 2 weeks. It could take as long as a month, but you'll find that with each passing day, or with each several passing days, she did initially 5 times a day. And then she went down to 3 times a day after a week, and then down to 2 times a day, and then 1 time a day, and then eventually her scalp was free.
Well, I can't wait for that moment, because
so you can start simplistic with the castor oil, or you can go to war. It's up to you.
Yeah,
or maybe you can mix the two. Maybe you can mix the two. Okay?
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you for being part of the program. I appreciate you being here. It's an honor to be of service to all of you. Who's next?
Jennifer, 4849. I think.
Hi, Jennifer.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, great. Hi, Richard.
Hi.
I've got a few questions. Let's see. I'm working on the diet. So, and I just have a few questions about that. So, celery is okay.
Absolutely.
And what about jalapeno peppers?
I would think so. Yeah, they should be fine.
Apple cider vinegar?
Well, depends. if you are only dealing with Morgellons and not Collemboa.
I don't know. Of course, I'm self-diagnosing. What I've got, I started off with scabies, and then I went, I believe, to Morgellons, and now I've got mold or fungus.
Well, do you have significant itching and biting around the ankles or lower legs, even the feet, and you can't see anything? It feels like fleas are jumping on, but they're not. You can't see a thing there. You experience no. Do you have a crustation around the eyelids or eyelash area?
No.
Do you have lesions in the back of your scalp or shoulder blades?
And lesions are like little slits?
No, they're like volcanoes that won't heal.
Oh, I've got what I would call like welts. Little,
okay.
You know, like they would be mosquito bites, except that they're big. And then I've got, which I believe is mold or fungus. They're really big, but they're kind of flattish. They don't protrude much.
Right. Mm-hmm. Typically, Collemboa, you have the itching and the biting around the ankles and lower feet, the crustaceans. So, do you remember how you were infected?
No, I have no idea. And
okay.
The scabies is what started it all off, and that was about 12 years ago.
Well, scabies can be a vector, but I'm not diagnosing. I'm educating you as to what these organisms generally exhibit and how they manifest themselves in your skin. So based from what you're saying, you could probably have apple cider vinegar. Because if you're only dealing with if you're only dealing with Morgellons and not Collemboa, then apple cider vinegar is acceptable on the diet. No problem. It helps alkalize your system. And that, along with boron, is claimed to be the antidote for Morgellons. That's it. Now, the other things that you're describing on your body, the bumps and things like that, they are cofactors. And I'd have to go in here and find an update to actually identify what that cofactor is. I might get a chance to do that, but they are bacterial. There's a couple of things that create bumps. One is Purgio nodularis, which is unknown source. They don't know whether it's virus or whatever it is. Usually these bumps go away. And then there's a bacterial infection that can cause bumps as well. The good news is our nature's gift is very good at cleaning these organisms out of your skin, and the bumps go away. That's the good news.
Yes, that would be very good news.
No, it's super news. I mean, it's beyond imagination. It's like an over the moon kind of thing. It's that good.
Yeah, what's really weird is that I dealt with the scabies for 11 of the 12 years, and so this other stuff has just shown up in the last year.
Well, typically the basic treatment for scabies is ivermectin, and along with maybe a double descending dose of prednisone is what my doctor treated my wife with several years ago, her dermatologist. And that generally handles it. But then again, with scabies, disinfection of closet and clothing and all that stuff is important. And when I'm talking with the people at shopformorgellons.com, Nancy is saying, well, not only should you be on ivermectin, but I believe she suggests that everybody you're living with, it's best to, and also dealing with the animals that may be with you as well. So scabies can simply be gotten rid of sometimes if you're lucky with basic ivermectin and double descending dose of prednisone. Sometimes you need to be a lot more extensive in treatment of it, involving other family members as well, and disinfection.
Okay.
But we've had many people who were misdiagnosed with scabies that actually were dealing with Morgellons and Collemboa.
Well, maybe I was wrong because I don't do doctors, so I'm the one who diagnosed myself. And
okay. Well, I did that too. We all do that. I knew I had I knew I had scaly face mites, which are very rare, and only one person knows about them, and he was in Australia, and I actually spoke with him about it. I mean, in our early phases, we reach at straws, we look at this, we look at that, and say, well, that's most likely what I have, and you know, I did a lot of that. We all do that. We all diagnose ourselves in the beginning.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Calcium chloride is something I shouldn't be having any of it anywhere, right? In my diet.
Calcium chloride. But what would where'd that come from?
It's an ingredient in one of the foods that I eat, and I don't remember which food it is.
Well, calcium chloride is not on the do not eat list. I don't know what food it would even be in.
I don't either.
I'm a chemical engineer, and I'm completely out in left field right now. I don't know where I would find calcium chloride in our diet, but
okay, and then tea, rooibos tea.
Well, rooibos tea, we do have it in the store, and I'm told that some people have had reactions in stage 1, so I think we listed that as a stage 2 tea.
Okay, I've only been reading about stage 1. Okay.
So if you, I suggest to be safe with any teas that you order them from us and read our descriptions of the teas, because all of the ones that we have in the store, and our coach Sherry is kind of an expert on all those teas, but I think rooibos tea is a stage 2. I could be wrong, but I'm only going from memory. But if you read the description in the store, it'll tell you.
Well, I'm only going to worry about stage 1.
Right.
I really am. I haven't even looked at stage 2.
Well, I'm suggesting before you order rooibos tea, and if you do order it, get it from us.
I have a lot of it.
Yeah, read about it to make sure it is good for stage 1.
Okay, I will see. I don't know that I remember you writing anything about milk. Is milk okay? Or
lactose-free milk without any additives might be okay. It is for many people, but you'd have to test it. I mean, even when we look at butter, when you buy butter, you want to look. Butter sometimes it says flavorings and milk, so you're not really sure if it's going to be okay. So and salt, salted butter. You don't know what that salt is, whether it's diamond salt with sugar or sea salt. You don't know. So you don't want butter with salt. You want, and if butter is a problem, then you need to up the game and go to maybe a clarified ghee that has nothing added. So milk, try the lactose-free, but make sure there are no added ingredients. Okay.
Now, I also want to, I'm moving on from the food, except for Ezekiel bread. Just want to point out that on page 172 of your King Diet, it does say Ezekiel 4:9 is good.
Well, then, if that's what it says, that's the Holy Ghost. I mean, that's the Holy Bible.
Yeah. And I eat Ezekiel, except I don't eat that one. I eat one of the other ones, and then I looked at the ingredients of that and went, holy cannoli.
Yeah, the same manufacturer or can have the same thing with different ingredients, so you want to be careful.
Yeah. Okay, and then another thing is, do you promote or think it's a good idea or stay away from ear candling?
I think ear candling is phenomenal, fantastic, a very good thing to do. I've done it many times. I should probably do it now again. With one ear, sometimes it's a little clogged up. It feels, and you just have to be careful. You don't do it by yourself. You have to have somebody with you. You take an aluminum pie pan, punch a hole in the center, put your ear candle through, and then put the pointed end into your ear. You lie such that the candle is vertical, and whoever's working with you, make sure that the candle is vertical and not going to lean over so that the ashes fall onto your sofa or anything like that. So the ashes fall into the pie pan, and you light it and you let it burn down to maybe a quarter-inch or a half-inch from the pie pan, and then take it out, and you'll be amazed of all the gunk that's in there when you open up that candle.
About 10 years ago for something, and but now my ear was a little itchy, so I dug in and dug some wax out, and the wax had a whole bunch of, they looked like hairs, but I don't. I've dug my wax out from time to time over the years and never seen the little hairy things sticking out. And they don't.
Yeah, I think it's a good. We do have we have eardrops in the store, and I think to really do the best, it would be best to do the ear candling first to get that junk out. And if you're getting the filaments out, that that could be Morgellons, an indication. Do you have other filaments in the other parts of your body?
I have filaments showing up in my bath water, but not on my body.
Well, it doesn't matter. They came from your body. I mean, the bathtub didn't make them. So according to Dr. Saverly, and again, I'm not here diagnosing, I'm educating you, according to Dr. Saverly, in her book, Morgellons, The Legitimization of Disease, filaments and fibers of that nature are what she calls Morgellons, an indication that you're dealing with Morgellons.
Right. Yes, I figured as much.
Now, regarding the ribose tea, the very first statement, it says when you look it up, for use only during late stage 1 and all of stage 2 of the King diet.
Wait, late stage 1 and
Yeah.
early stage 2, and then
all of stage 2 of the King diet.
But then what about? Isn't there a stage 3?
Oh yeah, you can have everything on stage 3. There's no limitation to stage 3.
Like I said, I haven't looked forward. I'm just focusing on this stuff.
Right.
Something that I found is that I have a lot of phlegm and mucus, like a runny nose. Do you have any idea what's causing that?
Well, there's nothing. Basically, it could be something basic as sinusitis. From my personal experience years ago, I find myself coughing a lot, and I coughed to the degree I thought I had a lung problem, but all it was drippage, and I upped my Garcillin from 1 to 2 capsules a day, and that took care of it. But I'm not saying that Garcillin, our product in the store, Garcillin, it's a natural antibiotic, antiviral, antifungal. It's a natural antibiotic. It's not a prescription antibiotic. It's what we use to build health and immune functioning, to deal with Lyme disease. It's in the pack of life. I suggest everybody, if affordable, be on one of our pack of lives. A pack of life consists of the multiple vitamin, multiple mineral that we have. It consists of Garcillin. Every pack of life has Garcillin in it, and some source of glutathione, whether it be NAC or Max 1 or glutathione patches. Right now, Max 1 is in very short supply. The company just ran out of inventory. And then there's a deluxe there's a deluxe pack of life that includes the ionic minerals that I had talked about earlier. Someone asked a question about the ionic minerals. The deluxe pack of life includes that. But everyone should be on at least one of the pack of lives. Forever. Not just to get well, forever. If you want to stay well.
That's an interesting thing. Well, I've discovered that. Okay, so I looked into MMS.
Miracle Mineral Supplement?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Garbage.
Oh, but I thought you mentioned it in your. You do. You say there are many types.
Yeah,
of
I list it in there, and I don't promote it. MMS, you start with like 1 drop a day and drop up to several drops a day. It's chlorine dioxide. My opinion is it's going to destroy your gut flora because you get to a certain point. I did it. My mother did it. We got up to a certain number of drops and our guts fell apart. Indigestion, all kinds of problems.
Right.
So I do not recommend it.
I'm looking at it not as in something to ingest, but something to bathe in, and that I think is.
Oh yeah, you can bathe in it. It's a disinfectant. I think it would be a rather expensive disinfectant. Hypochlorite would be just as good. That's what pool shock that you get from a pool supply. You can get a gallon of it for about $8 or $10.
Oh, well, I just wanted to say that my experience with it, I put some in my bath water, and I ended up being tortured alive by burning sensations all over where the water touched my body, and it was horrible. So I looked in his book in
John Hubble?
Yeah. I looked in his book, and it says that there are a lot of different types of fungus, and it's not helpful because it might become painful and start to sting and burn badly, which is a mild description.
Well,
it can
I recommend, my book, I recommend apple cider vinegar. I don't recommend chlorine dioxide as a disinfectant. I think it would be prohibitively expensive. Plus, the possibility of the burning. I don't really recommend hypochlorite or bleach, but some people can use it. It's, that bleach and hypochlorite are relatively inexpensive, but for fungal issues, I recommend apple cider vinegar. A half a cup of apple cider vinegar. You see, it's important to have your disinfectant be just right. So chapter 3 goes into probably maybe 15 different options that you have for disinfectants. It also lists how you can mix them together. For instance, a very inexpensive and a very effective disinfectant is simple, our peppermint oil. 2 ounces, it's only like $10. You put up to 20 drops, but it can burn your skin. So some people can't tolerate more than 6 drops. It can be that strong for them. So then we would add a few drops of lavender oil. So you balance it out. So you have the lavender and you have the peppermint oil. So some people need to mix the disinfectant so that it doesn't burn their skin. So that's an experimental process you need to go through. Hydrogen peroxide is phenomenal. I think last week we had somebody sharing that they use like a third of a cup of 35% hydrogen peroxide in a bath. But that gets expensive. You got to wear rubber gloves, and you got to protect your eyes. We have peroxide in the store. It's 8% because I don't want to deal with that 35% stuff or 33%. It's too dangerous.
Mhm. Yeah.
People put a box of baking soda in the bath. That could be a good disinfectant. People use Epsom salts, borax. All these are you have to experiment to see which is best. One fellow recommends 5 cups of Epsom salts. He says that with 5 cups of Epsom salts, you don't need anything else.
Really?
Yeah, that gets expensive.
Oh, it's all expensive. Okay.
Well, not in comparison to something like 10 drops of peppermint oil. That's pretty cheap. Or even a half ounce of hypochlorite. That's cheap. So you've got to look at your finances, and you got to look at your skin, and you experiment to find the right disinfectant that works best for you. You know, if you got skin fungus, well, I lean towards apple cider vinegar.
So, I use that too sometimes. What about the white vinegar?
Well, not for skin fungus. White vinegar you can also use as a disinfectant, but basically for skin fungus, they lean towards apple cider vinegar.
Oh, okay.
But white vinegar can be used. So, I mean, that if you're suspecting skin fungus, that's where you want to lean towards. You want to lean towards apple cider vinegar, not hypochlorite, not baking soda. Not, you know, apple cider vinegar is your direction.
Oh, okay. Okay. So with the oils in the bath, so like, for example, 20 drops of peppermint or about 12 drops of lavender or a combination of them. And so you fill the bathtub with the water and then drop those two in and try to stir up the water. Is that?
No. What you do is you take the Nature's Gift, you put it into the cap. You take the cap off and you pour it into the cap, and then you add the essential oils to the cap of Nature's Gift before you put it in the tub.
Okay. And speaking of Nature's Gift debriding soap, did you get my order sent?
I have no idea. You'd have to speak to Chris about that. You can do that after the call, and he may recall. I don't know. I have nothing to do with the orders.
Okay. So, and what's Chris's number, please?
Well, he's on the call here. So after we're done, we'll turn off the recording, and you can ask him.
I can't wait that long. So because I know there are several other people who want to
give out
ask.
phone numbers during the recording. It's the unrecorded part of the meeting.
His phone number was given out in the announcement to this program. You can call him.
All right.
Okay. So you can go to your email and get it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
And I think I have one more question. Oh, I was wondering, is tapping actually working?
Tapping is a way of managing stress. It's basically more effective. Well, it's effective for everybody, but people who are prone to anxiety and say even to the degree of agoraphobia, tapping is the way to go rather than a deep breathing technique.
Oh, okay. Okay, well that wraps it up.
Okay, thank you. Keep coming back. It's an honor to be here for you. Who's next, Chris? You're welcome.
Is there anybody who is coming in as anonymous and you give your number? Please press *6 and ask your question.
Anyone?
Hello?
Yes, hello. Hi.
Richard, I'm sorry, it's Oksana again. You earlier said something about the not the pimples, but the lesions, the way they look, and you said something about like a volcano-looking ones. What are those from?
Well, it's hard to say what they're from. They can be bacterial, viral, or connected, Morgellons. It could be, I mean, my initial experience with Morgellons happened over 8 hours. You know, first I had a little spot, and before I knew it, it was like a big, huge open lesion.
And then the hole in the middle kind of thing, and then they don't go away, and they're kind of like flattish, but they like a donut almost looking.
What?
Kind of thing. Is that volcano that you were referring to? Is that what?
Well, it's a big open lesion, you know, but I can't really. That's the appearance of it. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way for everybody. I mean, Morgellons is different for everybody.
You said like volcano-looking ones, and I kind of thought that mine looked like that, so I wanted to know what you think those are from, or what kind of
Well, it could be Morgellons, but it could be other things too. But oftentimes the lesion, at least for me, starts out looking like something like a spot of psoriasis, a little purplish thing, and then the ulceration begins developing, and within hours it can be very large ulceration. But
what
not
about
every.
You ever seen the ones like have like almost pretty much always two next to each other? It'll be like two little openings next to each other. Every time it happens, it would be like two of them.
Like a vampire bite? Like a vampire bite?
Yeah. What are those?
I really don't know. I experienced them, but that was when I was dealing with Collemboa. I experienced those kind of bites. It would be, I can only speculate that it's some kind of mite.
Right, okay.
But I have no idea, no understanding of why the two bites look exactly like a little tiny snake bite.
They always be together.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that happens. I don't know the dynamics of it, but I know that the diet works, the products work, and we get rid of it.
I mean, I've been taking Lufenaron and the other two together for probably almost 2 months now, and some things got better a lot, but those things are the volcanoes and things that I thought you were referring to. Same, they are not.
Do you still have them? You still have those kind of lesions?
Yeah.
Well, there are many ways that we get rid of them. Are you making the diet work?
Not really.
All right.
I know. It's but
you need a spanking. You need a spanking.
Right. I'm getting ready for that.
I'm teasing, but you know what I mean. Making the diet work is critical.
I know.
Everybody that you hear on this program, and there are many of them that have gone over the moon and gotten their lives back.
So bad.
It's the diet.
Like I'm strong enough to do it. Like I want my coffee and I want other things and.
Well, coffee is fine. Coffee is great. And well, what's wrong with lactose-free milk?
Nothing's wrong, but not in the coffee.
Well, I mean, forget the cream at this point. You can have cream, and you see the wonderful thing about it. What was it? About three weeks ago, we had Michelle on the program. She's from Canada, and she shared that she made the diet work within, I think, 2 or 3 days, if I recall correctly. And I don't even know if she might be on the program here and can do a *6 and join in. But it doesn't take forever.
So how do I know? So as soon as my lesions, let's say, stop or slow down or don't show up for a week or so, that's when I know I can go to stage 2.
Do you have itching and biting?
I have like a biting sensation, like a deep into the bone, like you explained.
Okay, so when you do you sleep through the night?
Well, if I go to.
I mean, do you get awakened in the middle of the night and have to get out of bed, get some kind of relief, or do you sleep soundly through the night?
No, see, I scrub my body a lot, so I do have rarely those bites because I scrub myself a lot. But if I wouldn't, then I think I would have a lot of that.
Well, when you make the diet work, you won't be awakened from any biting or itching at night. You won't have the biting or the itching, and it's that fast. It worked for me within hours.
But how long do I stay on stage 1 and go to stage 2?
Well, you're on stage 1, and believe me, I've had, I don't know, many people that have been on stage 1 for 6 months. And I say, why are you still on stage 1? And you know what their answer is?
No.
I'm afraid to go to stage 2 because stage 1 works. I don't want to jeopardize it. All right? It's that good that people will stay on stage 1 for 6 months or longer because
I can't even start it. That's the problem because
they made that's it. They made it work, and they don't want to risk it. They don't want to jeopardize it. They are so happy. I have to talk them into, okay, well, why don't you add a half a banana? No, why don't you add a few walnuts? Why don't you eat a half a green apple and see what happens? You know, so you can be on stage 1 for less than a week, and if you make no mistakes, then you can start having a few walnuts. You can have a half a green apple. You can have a half a banana, and then see how that works, and then and gradually work up to eating everything in stage 2. Red potatoes.
What am I looking for at stage 1? To not to have the bites anymore and not to have the lesions showing up, right?
Oh, forget the lesions. Forget the lesions. We're interested in the biting, and we're interested in the itching. That's what we're looking at getting rid of in stage 1. Now, in stage 1, you won't be forming new lesions, but that doesn't mean your old lesions are going to miraculously disappear. So that's why we have debriding soap. We have our skin lotion. We have, actually, there's an update with about 10 different ways of getting rid of lesions. So lesions, we have
products, yes.
We have colloidal silver. You can drop that in the lesion. We have you can take some garcillin out of the capsule and make a little paste. You can use our skin lotion. We even have a deep wound kit, deep lesion wound kit that you can order. It has our exfoliant cream and a concentrate of the nature's gift. So lesions are no issue. We have at least 6 different ways of getting rid of them.
And I need to look like I'm not, like a crazy person looking like.
Well, did you see the update that I sent out a few days ago of Coach Sharon? Her face, what it looked like before she started the program, and where she is now.
No, actually, I haven't seen the last one.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah. I just sent out. She shared. I mean, we don't deal with pictures generally. We talk, but Sharon, she shared her pictures. She sent in a picture of her face, how destroyed it was, the big holy lesion.
I was so proud of all of the work that I've done by accomplishing getting fibers and getting my look back. I mean, it's just been awesome. All the things that I have used to get my skin back in place have come from the store. Everything. I've used
the diet, right? Sharon, that diet.
So hook up with Coach Sharon. We're going to give out the phone numbers later on. Hook up with Coach Sharon. Let's get your life back. Let's get your beauty back. Sharon, a beautiful lady. Her face was destroyed. I imagine you felt very self-conscious going in public, didn't you?
Absolutely. I didn't go out.
Right.
So just looking at her before and after pictures, if that doesn't motivate you, nothing will.
Okay. Thank you, Richard, so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys.
It's an honor to be of service to you. The main thing to be, we mean business. We're not screwing around here. We mean business. We get results.
Right. Well, I know if I would be strong enough to start this diet, but for some reason, not there yet.
I know. There are so many people that, I hate diets. I'm an expert.
It would be so hard to do it.
I'm an expert in emotional eating, hypnosis. I'm an expert. I spent 10 years of my life. I have a book called The Scale Conspiracy, and I never, ever talked about diets. And the idea of being on a diet is like D-I-E with a T on the end. Who wants to be on a diet? But this is what's important to get your life back. So it's not a diet. It is an eating plan. It's a skedaddle parasite plan. Skedaddle, out of my life, parasite plan. Don't think of it as a diet.
Well, it's being able to actually control yourself.
Well, it's sort of like, I don't know how it is for you, but when I remember as a youngster in elementary school, I would be walking to school on the pavement, the sidewalk, and the sidewalk has cracks in it. And I always played a game. You didn't step on the crack. All right, that's the diet. You don't step on the crack. You play a game. Anything off the diet is a crack. You don't want the crack. You want to stay on the solid pavement, not the crack. There are monsters in that crack that can suck you in.
Well, it seems like it's easier not to step on the crack than just I don't know.
There are not a lot of cracks. The diet identifies those cracks. Like one of the people I work with is from the military, and I'm sure I've never discussed this with him, but it's about making the diet work. And he was he thought that bone broth. He bought bone broth. And he knew carrots were not on the diet, but he thought bone broth, and he was having trouble with itching. I mean, he might even be on the program. He could do a *6 and join in here, and he was having problems. And so I said, well, read me the ingredients on the bone broth, and there was crap in there. I said, no wonder. I mean, if you're in the military and you're taking training in artillery and you're shooting at the bullseye, anything outside the bullseye doesn't work. Man, you got to be on that bullseye or you're not going to pass. So that's how the diet is. What?
The bone broth is not good for stage 1?
Yes, you can test the diet. You can just have bone broth for a few days, and all of the itching and the biting should disappear that quick.
But not any bone broth. You have to.
That's right.
Not any?
No. Because many commercial bone broths have other ingredients in them.
Oh.
So what bone broth do they want, Robin?
Well,
imagine.
Zoop, Z-O-U-P, has a bone broth, beef bone broth or chicken bone broth that are good. And
where? I'm sorry.
Z-O-U-P.
What name is it?
Zoop.
D-O-O-U-T.
No, I'm not sure how you spell it.
It's Zoop. It's Zoop. It's like soup, but with a Z.
Right. Zoop.
Oh, okay.
And Imagine has a bone broth that's a combination of beef and chicken bone broth. But Imagine has a bunch of bone broths that are not on the diet, so you still have to read labels. Or you can just, get bones from the butcher and make your own bone broth with, add some celery and onions and garlic.
Garlic and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Or make chicken soup and, use the bones to make bone broth to cook longer. I mean, yeah, bone broth is great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So. Okay. Thank you. It's an honor to be.
Awesome.
What's that?
I said you guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
After I'm talking to you or listening to you, my day gets better.
That's why we're here. We know it's difficult. I lived in the misery. I was at the point of ending my life. I never, ever thought I'd be here supporting others. Never in a million years. Never did I think that this would be a purpose of my life.
Well,
I certainly would have never gone to school to learn how to do this.
Life got you on.
Anyone else?
We are done for the day, Richard.
Okay. Yes, somebody?
Can I? This is Mayanne. I've been waiting.
Hi.
Hi, Richard.
Hi.
I've been using the soap for maybe 2.5 weeks, almost 3, and I've been on the diet for 2 weeks, but I haven't gotten any results. So as a matter of fact, I feel worse. And
so there's something you're doing that's not right with the diet. When that happens, it means you're making some mistake somewhere.
Well, I'm using that list. I even copied it onto my phone.
Everyone is a little bit different. Everyone has sensitivities. I would suggest talking with a coach, keeping a food journal, and figuring out what's not working.
See, it can be as specific. You know, Robin shared this earlier. Some people, rice is on the diet, for instance. Spelt is on the diet. Some people can't have spelt. Some people can only eat rice in the morning and not at night, for instance, or vice versa. So there are idiosyncrasies in addition to all the mistakes. Are you using stevia?
I'm not using any sugar at all, but I did notice that the Ezekiel 4.9 cereal, the original, which is on the list, does have a little bit of sugar in it.
Right, but it absorbs differently because it's just part of the sugar that's in the grains. It's not like added sugar.
Yeah, everything you read, you have the ingredients, and then you have the nutritional facts. So something might say 3 grams of sugar, but that's not added sugar. That is the sugar that is in the food itself. If you look at the ingredients and it says sugar, well, then that's a problem. But it may be that Ezekiel grain is not good for you and not on the diet for you. That's why it's important to keep a diary. Because okay.
I keep a diary. I have really short hair, and I used to have hair down to my waist, and my daughter was just shocked. You know.
Wow.
When I cut it, she said, "Why do you have to cut your hair?" And I said, I'm sorry, I'm very emotional because I have a 3-week-old grandchild that I haven't seen, and
yeah.
I really want this to work.
Yeah, I get it. So and I've been
diligent about taking the bath, and then still, you know, and I'm you know. I've been trying to buy everything and anything that you guys have, you know, to make me feel better, and I feel worse.
Have you? Let's go back to basics. Have you just tried the bone broth thing? Have you done that?
I do have the bone broth. I actually bought a box of them, you know, so I have a lot of it. I actually use it as like a supplement to my meal.
Right, but have you done just the bone broth for 2 or 3 days and nothing else? No water. No, what supplements are you taking?
No, I mean I use it as a oh, you mean the supplements that I bought?
Yeah,
I bought the Max One. I have the Garcelin. I have the systemic enzymes. And I just started taking those last week.
Okay, you're not taking any other supplements that you've gotten from someplace else.
No, I stopped taking. Oh yeah, I am. I'm taking boron.
Okay, check the ingredients in the boron you're taking.
Okay, I got that from the shop for Morgellons.
Well, that should be okay. Then what else do you take? What else are you taking?
I'm taking an MSM product from Now.
All right, check the ingredients.
Okay.
One ingredient is all it takes to screw it up.
Okay.
Use this image, this diet.
And then I'm also taking, I have to go to my kitchen cabinet, the Allibiotics, the CF.
Well, you have to check the ingredients again.
Okay.
You have, there's two parts to the ingredients. The main ingredients that do the work, and then the added ingredients, which tell you what kind of capsule it is or what kind of coating it has, and any fillers in it, and that those are where usually the problem is.
Yeah, I already see one that's a problem on the allibiotic.
What is the ingredient?
Soy lecithin.
Oh, okay. Diet out the window.
Yeah, that's going.
One a day, one of them a day, and you don't have a chance of being on the diet.
Well, I'm definitely not going to take that one. The other ones seem to be okay.
What's it got?
The ingredients are cellulose, stearic acid, magnesium stearate.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
And then I'm taking a B1 capsule.
And what's it got?
This one has microcrystalline cellulose, stearic acid, and magnesium stearate. So that's
fine. What? How about the other ingredients? The main ingredients.
The main ingredient is just thiamine, B1.
Okay, that one's fine. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and the MSM was just methylsulfonylmethane, so that's.
Yeah, nothing else. Nothing else in it.
Yeah, I already read it to you. You said it was fine.
Okay, you're good. All right, so it's that one that has a problem, and that's all it takes to throw it off. Being on this diet, it's strict. It's like being on a fence 6 feet tall, only 3/4 of an inch wide. It's easy to fall off. So I never will tell you it's an easy diet.
I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff on the diet. I was trying to get one of the other girls who I met on another protocol, to start the diet, and and she's a junk food junkie, and I said, you should look at the diet. There's a lot of choices. I mean, I was surprised at how many choices there were.
Yeah, when you read chapter 5, you can eat like a king. King crab legs and shrimp scampi and all kinds of goodies.
Yeah, well, I don't eat some of that stuff anyway. So, I'm more, I'm more an Asian food junkie.
Okay, got you. Yeah. We have Robin has contributed a lot of recipes, and Anna's contributed recipes, and many people have contributed recipes over the years. So we have a lot of recipes. Somebody can make it into a whole book. Robin's going to do that one day.
So
but
will I ever be able to eat any of that stuff again?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Stage 3, I eat everything I want within reason. If I eat watermelon for 7 days straight, I'm in hell. I blew it bad. Yeah. If I eat strawberries for 5 days straight, I blew it. But I can have strawberries tomorrow, but not 5 days straight.
Well, I have a box of Godivas that I'm just like, it's on my stove, and I'm like, I'm not touching it.
Yeah, well, put them in the freezer or whatever. I mean, I can eat all the Godiva I want, and no issue.
Yeah. What about tonic water?
Tonic water, I guess, is okay. You have to check the ingredients. I don't know about tonic water. Do you, Robin?
Tonic water has sugar in it.
Does it? Okay, so check the ingredients.
It has a little bit of sugar.
Even the diet?
Well, the diet has stuff that is definitely not on the diet. Because
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. It's just. I'm looking at it right now. It just says total carbohydrates 2 grams, zero
look
sugar.
At the ingredients. Don't look at that. Look at the ingredients.
Carbonated water, citric acid.
Well, there you go. Citric acid could be a problem because you don't know the source of citric acid. Citric acid can come from soy. It doesn't tell you that. So that's something you never know. Citric acid is a big question. Better to avoid anything with citric acid until you know the source of citric acid.
Okay. All right. That's good to know.
Okay.
I'm a tonic water junkie. But I do have your Chasing Miracles.
Great. Okay, well, thank you for joining us today and being part of our program. It's an honor to be here of service to all of you. Thank you. All right, anything you'd like to add, Robin, before we wrap up this segment?
No, I think
Sharon? Well, thank you all. Thank you.
Only thing I want to add, as always, Richard, we love you. Thank you for keep coming back and keep helping us get our lives back.
Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing those photographs. They are great. And anybody, if you have some amazing photographs like that, I mean, you go to a lot of these programs and they show you these before and after photographs, and you wonder, and we don't really focus on that. We focus on getting your lives back. But I'm so happy that Sharon shared those photographs with us, because it shows how dramatic it can be. Thank you.
And now you know why I love you so much.
Thank you. Okay, well, that concludes this portion of the program. Welcome back, everybody. This is Richard Kuhns, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons, Chronic Lyme, and Other Skin Parasites. And we're entering into our third portion of the program, which is managing stress. Our first portion of the program, we interviewed one of the participants, Raylene, along with her coach, Sherry, and the progress that she's made, which is incredible. And Sherry was talking about they've had many conversations in managing stress techniques, because, well, I don't think this is any great revelation to anybody, but when you're dealing with Morgellons and these skin parasites, you get stressed out. I mean, you really get stressed out. You can't think straight. And, I can go into a long discussion about the hormones that are floating in your body and the fight or flight response, as I've done many times in other programs. But what to do about it, and this is where it's important to always have a wallet full of tricks, stress management tricks, to take your wallet out and pull the card out. And the one that we're going to do today is called tapping, a stress management technique. And the tapping was actually introduced to us several years ago by Claudia, the maker of Claudia's Dream Cream. So Robin is going to share that with you. As I mentioned in the other part, this is a great technique for people who have a tendency to become very anxious, very anxiety-ridden, or agoraphobia. This would be the technique that you would use, as opposed to breathing, which, you see, breathing is an internal focus. And when you're focusing internally, well, then it's, that's just not a good thing to do when you have a problem with anxiety, because that's what people do with anxiety, is they focus internally, and that's not good. So you want to focus externally, and that's what the tapping is about. So show us how to do tapping, Robin.
Okay. So we're gonna use two. Well, if we start with a simple, gentle karate chop on our arm, and then we're going to use two fingers. We're going to tap on top of our heads, above our eyebrows, on the side of our eyes, under our nose, under our chin, and right under our neck. We're going to rub, okay? And you can say affirmations when you're doing this, or you can just acknowledge how hard things are, but it's okay. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start with a deep cleansing breath. Then we're going to tap on the side of our arm, gently. Then we're going to take our two fingers, tap on the top of our head, say, this situation is so hard, but I'm going to love myself in the midst of it. Then we're going to tap above our eyes and say, it really stinks, but I'm going to love myself in the midst of it. On the side of our eyes, I don't know what will happen, but no matter what, I'm going to love myself and grab peace in the midst of it. Under our eyes, we're going to say, It's really hard, and I accept that, but I'm still going to love myself and take care of myself in the midst of it. Under our nose, no matter what happens, I'm going to be kind to myself and love myself in the midst of turmoil and trouble. Chin, I am going to be grateful and filled with gratitude that I can love myself in the midst of hard times. And then under our neck, we're just going to rub gently for a minute. We're going to release toxins from our bodies and then have a glass of lemon water, cistus tea, and take another cleansing breath. And that's it. Oh, one thing I did forget. So before you start tapping, think of one thing that on a scale of 1 to 10 is pretty high in terms of what you're anxious about. And then go back and look at that one thing after you do your tapping. It should be lower. And you can repeat the process over and over until it becomes really low. And you can do that with different things that you're anxious about as well. I just today had overall anxiety, and now I have none. So, tapping works.
Yes, it's great. So the important thing is to remember you have this wallet of techniques to use. And when you are stressed out, to pull out that wallet of stress management techniques, pick one out, and then do it. Because if you don't remember it, it's changing vibrations. Because when we're stressed out, our vibrations get to a point of gloom and doom, and we can't think straight, and we can't be creative. We can't figure out that, we're taking this supplement, and we should check that ingredient. You know, we don't think to that level. But when you're doing the stress management, and I can't make the diet work, what's wrong? Well, there is something. It's not that the diet doesn't work. There is something. And when you step back, then you have to take kind of an assessment of all the things that go into your mouth. And you see, when we're taking supplements, often we've been doing this for years, so we never even think to question a supplement because we've been taking them for years. And you read the book and says you got to look at, but you just don't even read that. It doesn't sink in. But when you're stressed out and you step back, you do the tapping or take the breathing or watch some comedy or whatever technique that you use, and just let the things float through your mind. Or the next time you go to reach for that supplement, I should check the ingredients. I should check the ingredients. And it doesn't have to be a supplement. It could be something that you've been buying in the grocery store all these years and never questioned. It could be the stevia, I should check the ingredient. That's when creativity then takes over and you get back on track and you make it work. And that's why we're here every Sunday. We're here to support you in figuring out the mistakes that you could be making because we want you to be successful. We know this program works. So, what do I have to say? Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. You know I love you all. Happy trails to you. Keep coming back again. Goodbye, everybody. Love you. Bye, Robin. Bye, Chris. Bye, Sharon. Bye, Sherry. Bye, Nick. Bye. Bye, everybody. Love you.
We want to give them the coach's number.